How do you do, Scott?
How you doing?
Welcome. Thank you. Welcome to Business Insider.
Right.
And we're going to just talk about how you got to where you are right now, which is hopefully going to have some good bits and some bad bits. We don't mind seeing the bad bits and hearing about those, because the whole point is that we can educate people on the way through, or inform is probably a better word. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell us a bit about what you're doing now.
Yeah, we've got Sali Group. We're an interesting organisation, company. Yes, we've got a nice mix there. It's predominantly a marketing group, but we've actually identified out of that some structures that work for us that can diversify the group while focusing on using the marketing as the tool to do that.
Okay. So when you say interesting structures, I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, look, we're I guess a lot of people call a hollow company,
right.
In the sense that a lot of, if any company can afford to buy all the experts in every field, I don't think that's possible.
Right.
So what we do is we actually work with a group of companies. We've identified what we believe to be the best at what they do, and we've developed a relationship with them. So whether it be our marketing clients that want the full plan, or whether it's an individual campaign, we can ensure that clients get the best experience and the best deals.
What sort of clients do you work with?
It's a mix. Yeah, look, it's a completely interesting mix in that we work with sporting equipment manufacturers. We work with mining companies, not-for-profits, and financial groups.
So how did you get there? You never stumble onto that first up.
No.
Were there moments in your history where you say, "Hey, I've learned something from that horrible experience, and this is what we're going to do"?
Yeah, look, I wouldn't call it a horrible experience, but when I started out, it was in accounting, and I hope people don't hold that against me.
Well, a left-handed accountant, that's just going against all my.
Well, I know.
Yeah, no.
But I've always had that fascination with numbers. I moved into a national marketing role with a financial planning group. Good mix with the numbers and the marketing passion, and through then to not-for-profits, working in fundraising, corporate development roles, project management. It was actually during my time in the not-for-profit sector that a lot of people were asking, well, could you come and do this? Could you come and help us out with that? And that's pretty much where Sali was born from.
So who is Sali? Is Sali you and
we've got
your specialists?
look, we've got about three full-time employees. At any point, I think we've been up to about 8 casual employees working with clients directly that we employ. But then we also work with any number of as we said, the high quality specialists in their field, whether that be copywriting, website development, the media. That they're the groups that we've identified can do the best job.
And what's the next 12 months look like for the Sali Group? So, are you prepared to predict anything?
I think the next 12 months, or if the last 3 months to 6 months are any indication, is very exciting. We're certainly going to be bringing on some more staff to help work with our clients. So
is
that
that Central
good.
Coast based?
Absolutely.
Those staff?
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely Central Coast. I've lived here for 20 years nearly now, and I love the place. I have a real passion for the coast, but we've got some opportunities to expand the group into southeast Queensland. We've got clients through northern New South Wales as well. So it's one of those things. You move to where the clients and opportunities are, and so we'll always be Central Coast based, but we'll look at the others. The next 12 months, I'm excited about it. We've got a lot of good up-and-coming clients, new businesses, new startups. So that's always fun.
Is that where your clients come from? That embryonic to startup business, or is it?
Yeah, look, it's a half and half mix. At the moment, we've actually got some online-based, web-based companies that we're working with as startups. So that's always an experience, and it is a different process and a different marketing strategy, involved to your traditional clients with a bricks and mortar or a service related group. So, we look at
why
that.
are they hiring? I want to just get down and dirty.
Yeah.
Why are they hiring Sally? And I know you're a cool guy, so that's not the answer.
Yeah, of course.
So what are you doing better than the rest? What do you?
I think it's the approach. We, like anyone, in the marketing arena, we're always looking at how can we get more for the client and promote them. One of our biggest, because we deal with a lot of those small to medium businesses, we don't complicate the waters. We make sure the process is simple, and we can walk people through that. So, we start out and it really is as simple as knowing where they are, where do they want to be, how are they going to get there. I mean, when you talk to people and lay it out like that, their head and their eyes don't roll around, and it just becomes a simple process for it. And look, clearly we're delivering a quality product, and we're getting good word of mouth, good referrals coming in. So I think, in the time we have been around, we've advertised twice, and I'm not too proud to say that those two advertisings didn't work.
If you guys don't know whether it's, I think again it comes down to a moment of learning. It's like,
absolutely,
what did you do good? I advertised and it didn't work, and I'm not going to do it again. Or not going to do that format again. So,
and that was one of the things. It was, if we didn't measure it, we wouldn't know it didn't work. And that's where I think a lot of people do also fall down with their marketing, especially those small businesses. They're spending a lot of money on ongoing advertising, but they're not getting the results, or they just keep doing things out of habit. And if there's one thing, especially when it's your money, and during the moment, during this time when cash is king, you need to know that you're getting the results.
And you do that one way, and that's measure it.
Exactly.
And to your point earlier, it doesn't have to be tricky.
Not at all. I mean, and especially when you're working with, say, a regional area like the Central Coast or the northern area of New South Wales, there's opportunities there. It's a tight-knit community, so it's just looking at ways to do it. One of the other approaches that we take is what I call an advertising approach, and there's a marketing approach. We take a marketing approach. We don't come in and the first thing we sit down and talk to people about is how can we spend your money, because in most cases they don't have that much money to spend. So we go right back to the beginning, target markets, those kind of things, the basics of it, especially with small business.
And an accountant that understands marketing, it's
scary.
It's frightening. Actually, it is frightening. Okay, we give everyone the opportunity to have a bit of a rant. What gets up your nose, Scott?
Look, I think the Central Coast has just got such huge potential. That's one of my bugbears, I suppose, is that there's always a lot of talk, but there's very little action, or at least outwardly seen action.
Well, no, I think you're right. Very little action is...
you look at Gosford, and where it is, and Gosford used to be the hub. It was the Central Coast. If it used to be the place, and now you kind of look at it, and it's got one of the best waterfronts, in the state, and we really do nothing with it. I heard it described
yesterday as one of the guys was talking about how he could remember when cafes used to stay open all night, and it was the place to be.
Yeah, I mean, you look at any weather maps,
But who does that talking? Who does the talking and no action? Is it business or is it government?
I think it's a mixture of everything. I mean, I don't think there's any one group or one person or that's to blame for it. I think there's just a lot of communication between the different groups. Now, I think we're getting closer to that. But yeah, I mean, we've been hearing the talk for that many years. We've lost track.
But you know what needs to be done. How can we get someone like you involved to say?
Oh, look, I'm not saying I need to.
I
know what has to be done.
Just a minute, young man. Just a minute. You are not going to escape. You just got through, and you sold me on the pitch of marketing strategy. I like that idea.
Yep.
You've got a rough idea what needs to be done. How do we generate enough passion amongst the Scots of the world?
Look, we need to look at the strengths. Of the coast. Obviously the waterfront. Is a great example that we could do more. With that, or I always look at Cairns. The work they've done on the waterfront up there. You go there any day, and obviously it is a different climate, but there's always something going on down there. Whether it be in the pool through the summer, or carnivals and concerts and whatever else, throughout other periods of the year. Yet we look at our waterfronts, through Gosford, through the entrance, and it lacks that. And especially with our proximity to Sydney, we should be able to bring people, day trippers up, more frequently. I think we don't have, the I suppose the tourist attractions that are gonna
well, just
get
the discipline
up.
And the structure to.
I mean, I took my family to the entrance, and that park area out the front of the entrance, the grass down there and things like that. It's just not mown. I mean, simple little things that it would just add to it, and people would go away with a. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there is some fantastic stuff going on the Central Coast, and again, we've progressed a long way, but at the same time, there's some simple things that we could do. That would just take us up a level. We may
well enlist you, because you convinced me that we should be using you, but now we've just got to work out how. Scott, thanks a lot. You will be in touch with our readers, I think, and our viewers online. We've got some of your stuff.
I will. Hopefully they find it interesting.
Indeed. And again, there'll be an opportunity for them to comment on that, and we encourage that as visitors to our site. And if we can generate someone to say, okay, well, let's make this entrance thing a focal point, because the council has said that already, but they don't know what to do with it. Their head is in the right place. No, let me repeat that, or rephrase that. I think their heart is in the right place. With getting it done, I'm not sure that they've got the best. If you work with the best of breed, then they should be the ones working on the entrance, or the Gosford waterfront, or Terrigal, or wherever. And I think there are enough smart people on the case to make sure we do get the best. So we've just got to open it up.
Definitely.
Look forward to reading your blogs.
Thank you.
And we'll talk soon.
Great.
Thanks a lot.